Hello and welcome to another video to teach you about the wonderful world of Latin. Today's video will teach you about third declension adjectives. So just to be all on the same page, let's remember what an adjective is. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. And in Latin, nouns and adjectives have the same three qualities or characteristics: gender, number, and case. And if an adjective has the same gender, number, and case as a noun, it modifies or describes that noun in the given Latin sentence. So you already know that there are two groups of Latin adjectives: first and second declension adjectives that use the endings for first and second declension nouns to form their or show their gender, number, and case, and third declension adjectives, which use the endings for third declension nouns to show their gender, number, and case. You already know first and second declension adjectives, so this video will use them as a touchstone to make sure you remember how adjectives work in both English and Latin. So let's look at the dictionary entry for Latin adjectives. You remember from magnus, magna, magnum, and pulcher, pulchra, pulchrum that the dictionary entry or citation form for a Latin adjective will have the masculine singular nominative, then the feminine singular nominative, and then the neuter singular nominative forms. With third declension adjectives, this gets a little bit more complicated because third declension nominative singular forms can be the same for different genders. So this creates three different kinds of third declension adjectives. This is mainly just to classify them for their nominative singular forms. They're all declined in very similar ways. So there's triple termination adjectives like caelere, caeleris, caelere. For that you have caelere, the masculine singular nominative form, caeleris, the feminine singular nominative form, and caelere, the neuter singular nominative form. There's double termination adjectives like fortis, forte, where there's only two nominative singular forms in the dictionary entry. Fortis is your masculine and feminine singular nominative form, and forte is your neuter singular nominative form. Notice that E is the same in caelere and forte, and the IS is the same in the feminine singular nominative forms, fortis and caeleris. Finally, there's the third group, the single termination adjectives, like ingens, ingentis. Ingens is your singular nominative form for masculine, feminine, and neuter noun or adjective forms. And then to make sure we know how to decline the adjective, the dictionary will also list its genitive form, ingentis. Let's talk about how you decline a third declension adjective. If you remember from your first and second declension adjectives, you get the base and add your case and number endings. The base comes from your feminine singular nominative form, and then the endings come from the gender of the noun that the word modifies. In this case, for otium, ote, it's neuter, and so you use second declension neuter endings because it's a first and second declension adjective. So let's look at our third declension adjectives and apply the same principle. Just like you use the feminine singular nominative form, magna and pulchra, and remove that ending, a, your feminine singular nominative ending, to get your base or stem, that's what you're going to do for your third declension adjectives. For your triple termination adjectives, like caelere, caeleris, caelere, you'll use your second form, caeleris, and you remove the is, that third declension nominative ending in this case, and you get your base stem caler. For double termination adjectives like fortis, forte, you will also use your feminine singular nominative form. And remember, in this case, that just happens to be the first form, fortis. You remove the is, and fort is your base. For single termination adjectives, the process is more like nouns. Instead of using your nominative singular, you're going to use your genitive singular form, ingentis. You remove the genitive singular ending, is, and your base is ingent. Now, let's remember one crucial fact before we actually practice declining these nouns. The endings of the adjective will not always match the endings of the noun they modify. So amicus ends in aus, and it will be modified by bonus or pulcher, because those are both the masculine singular nominative forms. Agricola ends in an a and would be modified by bonus and pulcher, because all of those are masculine singular nominative forms. When we add in third declension nouns, or third declension adjectives, caler, fortis, and ingens all modify amicus and agricola, because all of these forms on the screen are masculine, singular, and nominative. This also reminds me that I should mention third declension adjectives can modify nouns in any declension, and first and second declension adjectives can modify nouns in any declension. So let's look at these nouns and adjectives in other cases. Let's modify the noun amicus, amici with our adjective caler, caleris. Let's start by declining our noun. Here's our fully declined noun amicus, amici. Then we can start by taking our masculine singular nominative form from the dictionary entry, because amicus, amici is masculine. So that caler will be both our nominative and vocative forms. Then we need to use our base for all the other forms. If you remember, we get the base from our singular feminine nominative form. Remove the is, and that is our base, caler. We can write that down for all of our others, because we form our adjectives by taking our base and then adding our case and number endings. With third declension, masculine and feminine nouns, you use your normal third declension noun endings. So we'll add these in our red. So our genitive singular, amici, caleris, dative, amico, caleri, accusative, amicum, calerem, ablative, amico, caleri, vocative, amicae, caler, nominative plural, amici, caleres, genitive plural, amicorum, calerium. Notice that the genitive plural follows the third declension I stem pattern. So it will have IUM instead of just a simple UM. Dative, amicis, caleribus, accusative, amicos, caleres, ablative, amicis, caleribus, and vocative, amici, caleres. Let's practice this with another noun and adjective. Let's modify the noun puella, puelli, with the adjective fortis, forte. And remember, to get our base, we take that is off of fortis, because that's your feminine nominative singular form, and then use that to decline our noun and adjective. Pause the video and decline our noun and adjective, and then resume the video once you're ready to check your work. Hopefully this is what you got. Puella fortis, puelli fortis, puelli forti, puellam fortem, puella forti, puella fortis, puelli fortes, puellarum, fortium, puellis, fortibus, puellas, fortes, puellis, fortibus, puellae, fortes. Make sure you fix your notes and then resume the video when you're ready for our next example. Okay, let's take our third declension noun, mare, maris, and modify it with the adjective ingens, ingentis. So we start with our nominative and genitive forms, which we get from both the dictionary entries mare ingens and maris ingentis, because ingens ingentis is a single termination adjective. And then remember to take our stem ingent from the genitive singular form. If you want, you can pause the video and decline all of these, or simply keep watching to make sure you have all of this right. Hopefully this is what we have. Dative will be mari ingenti. Accusative will be mare ingens. Remember that neuter rule where the nominative and the accusative and vocative are all the same forms. Ablative, mari ingenti. Here we have an I because neuter third declension adjectives follow our neuter I stem rules. So mari ingenti with that I in the ablative singular, vocative mare ingens, maria ingentia, again following our third declension I stem rules, marium ingentium, just like our third declension I stem nouns, maribus ingentibus, maria ingentia, our I stem rules, as well as the fact that our nominative and accusative forms are the same as our vocative forms, and maribus ingentibus in the ablative and maria ingentia in the vocative plural. Make sure you make a note of which forms follow the I stem rules, your genitive plural for all genders, as well as the starred forms for the neuter adjectives. Now, let's see how this works in sentences. For example, fortis vir patriam liberam sine gloria dulci servabat. Now, translating third declension adjectives works just like translating first and second declension adjectives. The first thing you can do is figuring out what nouns the adjectives modify. Hopefully you are correct in remembering that a noun is modified by an adjective if they agree in gender, number, and case. So fortis will modify vir because they are both masculine nominative singular. Liberam, your first and second declension adjective, will modify patriam because they are both feminine accusative singular. And dulci will modify gloria because they are both feminine ablative singular. Now, translate the sentence. Hopefully you translate it as, the brave man was protecting the free fatherland without sweet glory. Now, it's your turn to check your understanding. Pause the video, answer these questions, and then call me over to check your work. Thank you for watching this video.